Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. I've got another treat for you today. We've got another dual perspective video, and you're looking at an M44 Tier 6 American SPG. This one is mine, and I'm on the American server, but I've changed my name. Yes, I'm now known as Bigger Stickus from the Monty Python sketch. Yes, so battle starts. Well, the person who's actually platooning, well, not platooning, but also subject to this replay is not in the frame at the moment. I think he's actually behind me. Can't see him. Oh, yes, I can see him. There off in the distance. Benzo Mikey's in the Achilles. Well, I'm headed off down to this corner of the map because I'm going to try and help these guys, these heavies, to get some damage on the enemy. I've got some company. There's an M44 there, didn't love her, and another one just going behind me. Okay, I see a Type 58 has managed to make it to the center point as well. I'm just dialing in, ready to fire. Rounds out. First shell goes in and another one follows it immediately. We don't see any damage from the Type 58, and I pull back from the bush just in case somebody is trying to counter battery. They'll fire at the wrong spot because I'm no longer there. Okay, in the town we've noticed a T-52 suddenly coming to sight. I fire around him, but the shell goes to the right. It was right on target, but yes, unfortunately I missed the opportunity there to get some damage. Anyway, he's parked himself on the corner, rather sillily, because a KV-2 just derped him. And my next shot hits him for 197. But unfortunately the KV-2 is taking fire from the centre line, and now a KV-2's turned up next to the T-52, who's pulled into cover. Now my reload time's 15.79 seconds. As you know, the 155mm howitzer will do 550 alpha, and it'll penetrate through 39mm. Oh, that T-52 just died. Yes, it's 39mm of armour, 7 meters burst radius. So if I can get the shell fairly close to the enemy, I can probably stun him, if not splash him. Well, I'm loaded, but that KV-2 is just too far away from the aim point to actually do any damage, and the shell, well, didn't go that far anyway. It actually fell well short, and our KV-2 is almost out of energy. Yeah, I'm afraid he's been badly hit by the guys up at the centre line. And now we've got another threat. An OI's turned up, and he's not alone. He's got an 88 behind him and an M4A3 Easy 8 coming up behind him as well. So although I can't see the OI and the KV-2 dies, I'm afraid our KV-2 is also dead, and I fire around in and hit the OI with a blind shot. The Easy 8's pushed to try and get a shot, but he now realises he's in a lot of danger, and he pulls back behind the building. The OI appears to be still there. In fact, I couldn't see him, but I fired in and he's already pulled away. You can see lots of impact points on the front of the vehicle where the shells have been hitting him. In fact, he's getting very close, and there's only a KV-1S and a T-150 defending that area, and the Easy 8's gone around one side, the OI's the other side. These guys are not going to live very long, and they're both at low on hit points. I realise the Easy 8's probably going to come around that corner. Yes, he did. There he is. Rounds out. Hits him for 232. But I now realise they've both fallen, and I need to get out of here pronto, because otherwise I'm going to be dead next. Neither of my fellow arties seem to be taking or reading the minimap, and you just don't realise that the enemy is that close, that if they don't get out of there, they are dead. In fact, I think they've decided to make a last stand at that position. Other people are already indicating they should go up to the other side, but I think it's too late. I think if they try to move now, they will be spotted. In fact, the Easy 8's just found them, and they're both being spotted. I've decided to stop and turn and see if I can help them in any way by firing back at the enemy. The Easy 8's hiding behind that house. The 88 comes into sight. I fire a quick snapshot in. Unfortunately, it does no good, and we've lost one of the M44s. We're about to lose the other one. I'm hoping I can reload in time to do some damage to that Easy 8. Nope. In fact, it was a very bad shot actually. And so I'm decided, yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here quick. Oh, just narrowly missed that hurricane. Okay, I'm going to try and motor up there using the hurricanes as cover as I do, and also then use this building because I need something between me and the enemy so they don't spot my ass as I'm retreating up onto this hill. As you can see, there's a number of tanks in this corner already, and the T-52 on our team has decided to make a suicide run to the centre almost. He's found one of the enemy Artys, and he's managed to kill one of them as well. He killed the FP304, but I'm not so sure how long he's going to stay alive if he keeps doing that. Well, I decide to go up to this corner here. Didn't knock the tree down though. And then I move over to this spot here, hoping that I might be able to get some shots on the enemy as they move towards the cap. That big tree further down might actually provide me with some cover. At the centre line we've got a T-34-85. He killed our T-52 as he was trying to return, and suddenly the AT-8 comes into view. My gun swivels round. I'm dialing in. Almost ready. Lined him up. Rounds out. Direct hit for 227, and he's killed a few seconds later. There's still an Easy 8 and an OI in the town, and presumably an M6 as well. We just don't know where they are. Okay, we're only one tank down on the enemy at the moment, so it could go either way, but the problem is that we can't see the enemy at the moment because they're all in one corner. As you can probably see on the mini-map, Benzo Mike is just a short distance ahead of me. He's down little houses overlooking the cap area. I tried a blind shot in that corner because that's where I thought the Easy 8 might be. Poking around the corner, using the bush for cover. No sign of the OI so far. Unfortunately, some of the other teammates, the Hellcats and the Cromwell B, pulled back and they actually come towards this area, which means now I've got nobody covering me from the north. The Hellcat comes back saying, I'm going to support to cover you, but in actual fact, by pulling back the way he has actually made it worse, because now I don't know if somebody's coming at me from the north. Okay, the Easy 8 comes into sight, rounds out, lands short, but it still splashes him, tracks him, and he's dead. So he was in that area. Several artillery rounds coming in. The enemy's still got two Arty. Both of them M44s, so I expect a lot of shells to come in this direction. T-34-85 making a dash for the bunker. Pushes past it. It's actually trying to get forward. Dialed in, and oh, that was a bad shot, but it still hit him for 273 on his rear, and he's gone. So I've got some more damage, but there's the M6. He didn't decide to come south, and in fact I've been spotted, and yes, it's a Hellcat. I have to move. If I don't move, I'm going to die. And unfortunately, I did die because the Hellcat spotted me, and nobody was spotting the Hellcat. Our Hellcat failed to do his job properly. Anyway, now you're going to see the battle from Benzo Mike's point of view. And here we are back at the start, and you can see this is the Achilles, the Tier 6 British turreted tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Fisherman's Bay, as before. This one's under the command of Benzo Mike. Now he's armed with a 17 pounder gun, which is caliber 76.2mm, and it's capable of doing 150 alpha, penetrating through 171mm with the standard ammo, and that goes up to 239 with the APCR. Now basically the Achilles is an M10 with a new gun mounted on it. Similar turret, almost the same. They just had to modify it to actually fit the 17-pounder gun. And in fact, these tank destroyers were so good, after the war, the Israelis bought quite a few of them for their own use. Now, the 17-pounder gun, of course, is famous for the fact that it was one of the few guns that could actually punch through the armour of a Tiger tank. Okay, first target he spotted is a Type 58 and an MT25. Auto aims on, gets a hit, pulls back. No, he wasn't spotted. Sixth sense didn't go off. So he can have another go. He's still auto aiming onto the MT25. But further to the south, he sees a T150. Fires a round in. I think that did hit. And now he's got a P43. That tracked him. He's auto aimed on. Fires one in. That probably did hit. And I think he's going to have another couple of goes. Oh, he killed him! He got a blind kill. Well, he's been joined by a VK3002M, who's part between the Cromwell and Benzo Mike, and that's not a very good situation because, yeah, he's starting to fire, and he could be like standing under a tree attracting lightning, because if he's firing away, people are going to see him, but Benzo Mike's not going to be seen. And if the VK fires, attracts a shell, it could hit Benzo Mike by mistake. So if somebody's blasting away and sitting right next door to you, I think you really need to pull back and find a new spot, because they're not being very friendly. There he is. Probably a bit of an inexperienced player, I'm afraid. It appears that the Cromwell has already pulled away, but the T150 that we saw earlier is now coming down the west side of the map. It's getting closer and closer. The turret on the Achilles does traverse very, very slowly, even though it's servo assisted. Goes back to that MT25 and the Type 58. Thankfully, the Cromwell has decided to go down and try and stop the T150, and in fact actually started engaging him by going around the other side of that that windmill. Something which, of course, Benzo Mike is well, he's too smart to do that, because obviously he's got no armour, and if he does try to do that sort of thing, he's likely to end up getting hurt. He fires one in, gets the MT25. We don't know what tanks are actually supporting that Type T150, and it could be that he's got a tank destroyer or two behind him. And, well, it looks like he's got Arty supporting him, because the Hellcat just took an Arty round. And there's another couple of Arty rounds as well. So, yeah, these guys did not make a smart move going down there. In fact, the Cromwell Bees decided to pull back. Over there we can see a Type 50. Oh, just went through the frame. It's just too quick for Benzo Mike to get a shot in. But he's got 2 kills so far. So let's see how many more he can get. He's not getting much success here, and I think he's seen what's happened in the town. And you can see that I'm actually moving across the bottom end of the map, trying to get over to the west side. All our heavy tanks have been destroyed in the town, and Benzo Mike's decided he needs to relocate and make some new firing positions over this side so he can defend the cap area. He knocks the trees down to give him some cover, and then sets himself up in the bush. T-34-85, oh, just bounced it off the rear of the vehicle. That one hit the engine bay. That was a good shot. Couldn't get that shot in time. FV304, one of the enemy Arty, and we could just see the T-34 went through that gap, and, well, he took out our Striv. Well, T-52 spotted the FB304 and looks like he's going straight in to try and kill him. Almost a suicidal run, but the FB304 has been killed. But unfortunately, the T-52 didn't reckon on this T-34 chasing him. And unfortunately, he's just been wiped out. So we're now down to 2 tanks behind the enemy at the moment. I've managed to make it over to the west side, and now the first of the enemy tanks coming in from the town is an 88. His first shot hits, second one ricochets off the top. Trying to go for the cupola. That was my Arty round coming in. And the next shot hits the cupola and wipes the guy out. So he's got his 3rd kill. Just adjusting his position. He wasn't spotted. No sixth sense went off, so he's okay. And knocking the trees down the way he has actually allows him to be as far forward as he can be without actually causing him any inconvenience. I'm afraid the Cromwell B player over there, well, he's bought himself a premium tank, but he doesn't know how to use it. He's trying to mount the rock in order to shoot. Knocks the tree down at last, but unfortunately it goes down all the way, which means that he can't even use that as cover. Knocks down the other tree as well. The VK, who's now very short on health, has decided to pull back, and so is the Hellcat, which is really annoying because that Hellcat, when he pulled back, took away my cover from the north. Yep, enemy RT's trying to attack me. And finally we see the M4A3 EC8 coming to sight. Mike's first shot hits the target and the next one goes in and kills him. The Cromwell's decided to be a forward observer, which is not a very smart move, and just behind us the VK's just blown up. He didn't have much in the way of hit points left. He was taken out by the T-34-85 from some distance away. And the Cromwell, well, he's spotting, but not very effectively. There's the T-34-85 making his way in. He gets a shot into the engine bay, which stops him. There's my Arty round going in, and oh, before he can get the kill shot, the T-78 does it. Okay, M6 come into sight at the centre line. That shell went low. That's better. Unfortunately, we've lost sight of him. He fires another blind shot in just in case. No premium ammo left. He did start with some, but he's got none left now. It's at times like this you wish you had some premium ammo. The OI's coming to sight now. And the 17-pounder round manages to carve its way straight through the turret. It's just before this I was actually wiped out by the enemy Hellcats to the north. So there's only 3 left on the team now. Something you can't actually see at the moment is that, oh well, you can just make it out. Benzo Mike's got 1 mark of excellence on his barrel, but he's actually getting very close to getting his 2nd mark. It'd be really nice if he can get a good result out of this battle, because that would mean, yes, he would be able to get it. But you can see loads of Arty rounds are starting to fall in on the tanks behind us, and now the Hellcat's gone, and there's only the T-78 left, apart from Benzo Mike. Yeah, not a very good situation to be in. The Hellcat's turned up. That's the guy who just killed me. And he suddenly turned up behind Benzo Mike. And he realises this. He He's got to do something about it. He can't leave this guy behind him. He wouldn't be able to engage the OI. The T-78's coming in to help as well. He's approaching from behind the bunker, so that's better. He's looking the other way. The Achilles round is just going to go straight in, but oh, he's all alone against 5 now. And there goes the Hellcat. He just didn't reckon on that 17-pounder gun. But now Benzo Mike's all alone against 4 enemies and with the potential Kolobanovs at stake. Question is, where does he go? Well, he's decided to change position because the last time he was behind those buildings, the Hellcat would have known where he was. And he doesn't want to go back to the same spot because Arty might decide to target that spot. The OI's decided to come in. First round doesn't pen. Goes to the M6. Misses. Just goes over the engine bay. That one takes him out though. The OI can't see him. He's trying to hit the frontal armour. Those assaults are not going to work. Go for the turret. Yes! Got him this time. And now it's just Benzo Mike versus 2 Artys. He's got plenty of ammo. 20 rounds. Trouble is, he's got to find them first. And he's dreadfully short on time. Now logically you'd think check the northwest corner of the map first because that's the most likely. Of course though, we all know because we're Arty players that it could easily be that he'll be elsewhere. So he's just going to try and dash up along that side of the map as quickly as he can. I was egging him on in as well in chat, said don't cap, hunt them. Of course at this moment in time he could cap, but there's the enemy M44, one of them. First shot hits the target, guy goes for cover, second shot gets in, but he doesn't kill it outright. In fact there's still a few hit points left. I said relocate and misspelled it. Didn't want the enemy Arty to pass that information on to the other Arty and for him to then get a lucky shot in, even though Benzo Mike's got plenty of hit points left. And trouble is now we are desperately short on time. The M44 coming into sight actually did slow him down, and now it's impossible for him to cap because he can't get to the cap in 1 minute 40 seconds in order to start capping. And there was an enemy Arty round coming in behind him as he was moving. You can see there's the smoke from it. So he just needs to check where the enemy Arty is. Quick check over here, not over here. In fact, the fact that that shell landed where it did means that he has to be over the other side of the battlefield. And he could actually be at the other end of the battlefield. The logical thing to do now is to quickly run down towards the beach and then make your way down the east side of the map. .40 seconds left. It's cutting it very fine. No sign of the enemy Arty on the beach, so he has to have gone south. We would have seen him otherwise. He's just checking the corners. Doesn't want to leave a corner unchecked. I think I would have cut straight round the corner into the town, into the harbour area. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. I don't think he's going to get this one. Sadly, he doesn't find the enemy M44 and it ends in a draw. But let's have a look at the end of battle results and we'll see how well he actually did in this game. Well, the end of battle results are pretty astonishing because he managed to get an ace tanker in the Achilles on this map. He also managed to get his second mark of excellence, so pretty big achievement in that, and a fire effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. He managed to get 8 kills in the game. When he killed that last M44, or not the last M44, the last tank he killed, that was his 8th kill, so he earned the Radley Walters Medal for killing 8 enemy Arty. He also managed to get a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, and his win rate from the game was 14,314, which is super income and a lot more. And unfortunately, though, it was a draw. Let's have a look at the battle results for my vehicle. Will it come up? No, it's not coming up. There it is. That's better. Okay, for my vehicle, I managed to get a third-class tanker in the M44. I wasn't alive long enough to actually help Benzo Mike in the end. I got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 9, and I got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on my team. At least 6 tanks that were subsequently taken out by other teammates. My win rate was only 1601, which is a lot less than usual, but I think the reason is that obviously that Hellcat spotted me, and I didn't knock the tree down to give me cover, and so probably that's the reason why I got taken out, because I didn't knock a tree down this time. I should have knocked the tree down, moved away to use it as cover, and because I didn't, the Hellcat could see me. So if we go back to Benzo Mike's results, we can see, if we go to the team score, that he got the highest damage in the game with 3,087 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer being the Hellcat on the enemy team with 2,244, and that included my hit points as well. And after that, it was the Striv M4257 taken out by the T3485. He got 1,555 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, it was Benzo Mike again. He got 8 kills in this game. The next high scorer being the Hellcat with 3, the OI with 3, and the M44 we never found had 2 kills. So obviously he was a fairly accomplished player, 1,143 hit points of damage, but I suspect he was probably at the other end of the map. By the time Benzo Mike killed his teammate, he was probably right at the other end, almost about to enter the cap, and didn't want to enter the cap because it would have given away his position, and then Benzo Mike would have made a quick dash down to the other end to kill him. When it came to base XP, it was Benzo Mike again. He got 837 base experience points, 707 went to the Hellcat, and then 507 went to the Striv M4257. I only managed to pick up 395 out of that one. I got no kills, but I did do some damage, 1,224 hit points. If we look at detail report for Benzo Mike, 43 shots, 36 direct hits and 23 penetrations, 1 splash. Damage of 3,087 hit points, of which 2,220 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see a lot of long range shooting in this game. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 8 killed, and 466 hit points of damage assistance. And he got 5 defense points when he reset the cap whilst one of the enemy was in the cap at the time. I think that may have been the M6 or the OI. On a premium count, he earned 44,130 credits, got 4,740 for Courageous Resistance. That's for getting an Epic or a Battle Hero medal in a losing or a drawn game. In this case, he got both Battle Heroes and Epic medals. The Battle Heroes being the high caliber the Top Gun, the Epic being the Radley Walters. And his total came to 48,870 credits, but he did fire a rather lot of APCR right at the start of the game. And as a consequence, he actually made a loss for the game of 34,000, is that 600? My eyesight is not as good as it used to be. Yes, it's 611 hit point credits loss. He also got 1,255 XP, 724 for Courageous Resistance, and took away 1,980 experience points altogether. I'll just quickly run through my detail report because obviously you've seen the team scores. I fired 15 rounds, got 6 direct hits, no penetration, 11 splash, damage of 1,224 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. I received 2 hits, both of them were penetrations, they both came from the Hellcat. I damaged 6 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but I did get 61 hit points of damage assistance and 535 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a premium count, I earned 26,187 credits, 13,094 from personal reserves and 5,361 for courageous resistance. In this case, I got the Confederate. And 44,642 credits together. After repair and ammunition resupply, I made a profit of 35,075 credits, and 592 XP, 361 for courageous resistance, 954 from personal reserves, and took away 1,908 experience points altogether. So sadly, it wasn't a great result for Benzo Mike that he expected. He was hoping he might get the Coliban off as well. In fact, we all thought he was going to get it, because we thought the moment he found that second M44, it was on the cards, because it would be an easy kill. But sadly, he didn't get it in the end, and just had to celebrate an ace, a second mark, and of course the Radleys. But it's still a very good try, and I think you'll agree, yes, it was worthy of a dual perspective video, and we will be bringing you more of those in the future. And if you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel please, and thanks for watching.